Yahrtzeit,
Thank you so much to Kohenet Kashira Halevfi for opening this space today. And thank you all for joining us today. I'm Sheila Katz, CEO of National Council of Jewish Women. Today, we're marking the 1-year anniversary since Roe v. Wade was overturned, leading to bans on reproductive care in 24 states across our country and impacting millions of women's lives and everyone who can get pregnant, and impacting our entire country, including Jewish communities. Together, we're here for the Yahrtzeit of Roe. A Yahrtzeit is the anniversary of loss in Jewish tradition, typically marked by lighting a candle, allowing it to burn until it naturally goes out. We also recite the mourner's Kaddish prayer. We know that for many, a Yahrtzeit is an important time for mourning the loss of someone from our own beloved families, of the dearest ones in our lives. And we hold in our hearts all those of you who are remembering tonight and mourning tonight, and all of you still in a period of mourning. Today, we also hold this Yahrtzeit ritual for our communal mourning, because mourning is actually appropriate today for the loss of our protections to our bodily autonomy, and because people have died as a result of the overturning of Roe v. Wade. People whose names we know, and people whose names we don't know. And we hold all of them in our hearts together today. I want to share more specifically what I'm referring to, and know this can be difficult to hear out loud, in particular for those of you who may be currently pregnant or have been impacted by some of these issues that I'm about to name. We hold that it is now more dangerous to try to have a child in states that ban or restrict reproductive care, including abortion. In fact, maternal death rates are 62% higher in these states. And we add that while many survive, there are increased complications for those trying to have children, as life-saving treatments like D&C procedures for miscarriages and ectopic pregnancies are delayed or inaccessible. We hold that more women are dying by suicide as a direct result of not being able to access reproductive care. This is especially heightened for those aged 20 to 34 who are unable to access the care they need with dignity. We hold that women who are pregnant are more likely to be abused or even die at the hands of their partners in states where they cannot access reproductive care. In fact, the leading cause of death of pregnant women in the United States is homicide. There is so much to mourn. And so today is our communal day for mourning together, honoring all those who have suffered and all those who have died because of bans, and recommitting to the work of fighting for reproductive freedom for all. Roe v. Wade was always the floor and not the ceiling. Plenty of people did not have access to reproductive care before Roe v. Wade and during Roe. It was never enough. But we can also acknowledge the millions more impacted because of its reversal. And we do this as we fight for and imagine a country with full bodily autonomy. Our goal is not to get back to Roe. Our goal is bigger than that. A country where everyone can make their own health and moral informed decisions without government interference and have access to full comprehensive reproductive care without stigma or shame. This is what our Jewish values compel us to fight for. We are now going to move into the ritual lighting of the Yahrtzeit candle and say a few prayers. Please welcome Rabbi Danya Ruttenberg, National Council of Jewish Women Scholar in Residence, and Rabbi Hara Person, Chief Executive of the Central Conference of American Rabbis, and also an NCJW Rabbi for Repro, and soon will be rejoined by Kohenet Kashira Halev Fife and NCJW's Glenn Northern. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. And thank you to everyone who is here, who's showing up, witnessing, bringing your hearts and your full selves into this moment. So on a Yahrtzeit, and the anniversary of a loss, it's customary for us to light a candle, which symbolizes the neshama, the soul of the beloved departed, and to remember all of the light that our beloveds have brought to us. And during this time of communal mourning, our Yahrtzeit candle will hold all of the souls of everyone whose lives have been taken from us, from them, because of abortion bans. Those we know and those we don't. Traditionally, we light a Yahrtzeit candle in the evening. And so those of you who have candles can do so closer to the beginning of Shabbat as a personal moment. But I'll light now on behalf of everyone, since this is our time to be together. And as I light this candle, we will offer a prayer. Oop. Endeavor not to burn myself. However. Prayer for those harmed by abortion bans. As we light this candle, we mourn everyone harmed by abortion bans. We mourn for millions of people stripped of agency and dignity. We mourn those brought into or trapped in poverty, and those unable to leave abusers because they could not access abortion care. We mourn those who haven't had access for decades, denied essential care by structural misogyny, racism, homophobia, transphobia, ableism, and hate. We mourn for those mandated by the state to be pregnant and give birth. We mourn for those whose health was endangered by bans. We mourn for those facing legal consequences for providing or helping someone seek abortion care. We mourn for those who wanted to bring a child into this world and have been impacted by bans, including those now scared to get pregnant, those denied by miscarriage care, and those now with barriers to fertility treatment. We mourn for those who have died giving birth, disproportionately Black and Indigenous women, and for all those who have suffered pregnancy complications. We mourn for those killed by abusive partners, since the leading cause of death for pregnant women in the United States is homicide. We mourn for all those whose stories we know and all those whose stories we don't. Abortion access saves lives. With this light, we recommit to the fight for reproductive freedom for all. And let us say, Amen. Kohenet Kashira.
Amen. We invite you now to take a silent minute. And in this minute, you may want to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Take a breath deep into your belly, feel your body. And consider first those in your circle, in your family, in your home, in your community, in your workplace, who have been impacted by legislation over the past year. Take a moment to bring them into your heart space, to lovingly hold them. We expand this circle now to consider all of those in the Jewish community, all of those who are our siblings, who have been impacted, whose lives and families have been impacted by abortion bans and lack of access to reproductive health care. Let's bring them into our heart space and expand that circle to include everyone in our communities, our neighbors, the people who we walk by in grocery stores and on the streets. We may never know the ways they've been impacted, but we nonetheless hold them in our hearts, bathing them in love and mourning with them the impact on their lives. And we extend finally to the widest circle, those we will never know, those we will never encounter, whose lives have nonetheless been deeply impacted, and for whom we mourn and commit to action in solidarity. Take a deep breath into our heart space, expanding it evermore to hold all of those who have been impacted. And we move now into Mourner's Kaddish. Rabbi Person.
We say the Kaddish as part of our Jewish mourning rituals, but the words themselves have nothing to do with death or grief. Rather, they're words of peace, praise, and hope. This prayer reminds us of all that is still good and possible. The hope embedded in it inspires us not to give up. So even as we mourn today, and we feel the heavy grief and loss of our rights and bodily autonomy, the loss of real people, the Kaddish reminds us not to get too lost in our mourning. It pulls us back to hope, a tempered hope, but still hope, so that we have the strength to keep fighting and keep insisting that a better, more peaceful world can come into being. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, b'yama divrach kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon v'yomechon, u'b'chayei dekol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalel v'yithalal, shemei dekudesha barichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, da'amiran v'yalma v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru amen. Wonderful is peace in the world. Let us create a peaceful world, and let us establish its sovereignty now and in the future. May peace come to bless our lives. May we always continue to honor peace in the world, even though no praise can equal the importance of its reality. May peace and life prevail for us, for all Israel, and to all people. Let us work to create peace here on earth for all people, and let us say together, Shalom.
When someone dies in the Jewish tradition, we often say, Zichrono livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. And here that's true. It's true. And in recent years, Israeli feminists have begun to say, when women have been killed by domestic violence, Zichrona lema'apacha, may their memories be for a revolution. Right? Reminding us that those who have been taken from us unjustly must propel us to fight for more, for better, for a world that is truly safe and free for everyone. We can and we must make the memories of all those who have died a blessing and a revolution with our actions today. By making tomorrow different, we can end this. We can create a more whole, more possible tomorrow for everyone. We can and must make the memories of everyone who has been harmed a blessing and a revolution by saving lives, by making sure that not one more death happens as a result of abortion bans. Their memories and the lives of so many still are in our hands.
When I was younger, on Friday nights, I used to lead services and say to people that Shabbat is a gift of Jewish tradition, which sets aside time for us to rest deeply, and that we need to rest deeply because when 3 stars come out in the sky tomorrow night, the world will be waiting for us. However, the events in recent years have made me change the tenor of this message. The world is not just waiting for us. The world is imploring us to take action. So this gift of a time to rest is a gift indeed. And it is a time that we deserve simply for being us. And the world needs us in action. So I want to ask you this question on the cusp of this time of rest. After we have this time of rejuvenation and of delight, when 3 stars come out in the sky and the new week begins, how will we deepen our commitment to this fight? So we're going to open up the chat, and we invite you, if the chat is accessible to you, to tell us, what do you need in order to deepen your commitment to this fight? And you're welcome to put in the chat whatever it is you need. We can't promise that we will provide it, but we can call it forth and pray for it together. And so we invite you to unleash all that you desire, all that you need in order to deepen your commitment to this fight. What do you need? Tell us now. There we go. May we be blessed with patience with the process of making change.
May we be blessed with space for spiritual rest and recovery.
May we be blessed with laughter to sustain.
May we be blessed with courage and allies.
May we be blessed with more cis men to take this on as their fight too.
May we be blessed with understanding that not everybody is in the same position geographically or economically or in terms of many other moments of power and privilege and access.
May we be blessed with open hearts and open minds.
May we be blessed with the resources that we need in order to educate those around us.
May we be blessed with intergenerational spiritual communities that promote activism and help us come together in solidarity.
May we be blessed with the understanding that our choices make a difference.
May we be blessed with endurance and stamina to keep this fight going for as long as we need to.
May we be blessed to become the leaders that we need to be.
May we be blessed with tools and resources so that we can spread the message far and wide.
May we be blessed to transform our righteous anger into enduring strength and determination.
May we be blessed to know that our choices make a difference.
May we be blessed proactive opportunities to witness and support, even within every limitation, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual.
May we be blessed to find ways to contribute to this movement, regardless of our amount of resources, our physical limitations, our time limitations. May each of us know that we have a role to play.
May we be blessed with the support needed in order to take the risks that lead us to liberation for all.
May we be blessed with all of this. And may it be that next year on June 24th, we gather in celebration that this has all come to an end, that there is no longer a need to fight or to rally, but that we can rest in the knowing that each and every person who needs and desires access to abortion and reproductive health care has what they need. May all of this be so and more.
Amen, amen, amen.
This work needs all of us. We all have a role to play in reducing stigma, in educating ourselves and our communities about how these bans intersect with other structural inequalities, how they impact birth control and IVF, maternal mortality, safe pregnancies. In this next iteration of this important justice work, we want people to bring their whole selves. We invite you to light your own candle before sundown to mark this moment alone, with family, with friends, or what is most meaningful for you. Also, for this anniversary, we just released Imagine Boldly, A Possible World, the ultimate guide for our movement, to bring conversations about Judaism, abortion, reproductive freedom to your family, your friends, and your community. It's complete with beautiful art and prayers and texts and stories and ways for you to share your voice. Please look for it on our website. And you can also expect a follow-up email, and there are links in the chat for ways to turn your grief into action. Thank you.
I'll offer just a minute or two of song, inviting you to anchor in the strength, the collective strength of the more than 240 people in this Zoom room. May we gather our collective strength and turn it into action. Stone by stone, tear by tear, we release and create right here. Stone by stone, tear by tear, we release and create right here. What is gone, we build upon. Stone by stone, tear by tear, we release and create right here. Stone by stone, tear by tear, we release and create right here. As we grieve, we still believe. As we grieve, we still believe. Stone by stone, tear by tear, we release and create right here. Stone by stone, tear by tear, we release and create right here. As we grieve, we still believe. Stone by stone, tear by tear, we release and create right here.
Thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you to all of our speakers and presenters. Thank you for marking this moment with us together as community. I also want to thank all the organizational partners who have joined National Council of Jewish Women in this holy work, and a special welcome to everybody who's here, who are a part of our rabbis and clergy for Repro, and to see so many of our local National Council of Jewish Women sections and leaders who are with us today and every day doing this holy work. Thank you for being with us. Today we mourn, this Shabbat we mourn, and as Kohenet Halev Fife shared, we also rest, and we remember the importance of holding on to our hope. More of us are fighting for reproductive care than ever before. More of us are talking about our reproductive journeys than ever before. More of us are talking about this as critical to our Jewishness than ever before. There are several states with ballot initiatives on the horizon. Our Jews for Abortion Access movement is growing. Legislation is being introduced in the halls of Congress. We are in this work together, and we commit to building a more just world where we can all make our own decisions for our bodies and for our futures. Amen to that world, and Shabbat Shalom to everybody here. Thank you.